So I ordered a dipstick tube from Amazon, and it's about what it comes with. It does come with the dipstick in it, so first thing you do is rip that out. And this will all be painted black. This is one piece, the way it comes. Be very careful because this is a weak point and it likes to break there. That's what happened to the first tube, and that's what happened to the second tube, and this is the fourth dipstick tube that I had to buy, not this one, but the one that's in the truck now. The fourth dipstick tube that I actually was successful on, and I'll show you how I did it. So essentially, I sand this down first. This needs to go into the engine block, and then it seats with pressure up to that flange right there. So essentially, how the hell do you get even pressure straight down when you have a curved tube, a very weak curved tube, down into the block? So the first thing that you want to do is go to Home Depot and buy a 12-inch pipe, threaded on both sides. And this is 3/4, so I had to do some extra work to shrink this up. But if you buy a 1/2 inch, you won't have to do all that, and I'll show you why. So you notch half the pipe out, a couple inches up, and you set this, you get it started into the block. You can work it as long as you sand this layer of paint off. You can get the edge kind of to a point where it's sitting there and you don't have to hold it anymore. Then I take a wrench, put it over. Now the wrench has to be small enough to stop at that flange again, right? So you want that to stop at the flange. Should sit like that. Shouldn't be able to go any lower than where that flange is. And again, this will be sitting there because you want that to go into the block. So you're essentially forcing pressure down onto the flange, but you have to make sure that that pressure is even. So you put that wrench there. I know I'm saying a lot of things that probably people know already, but take this tool that you've made, slide it over, sitting something like that. And now you're all caught on that flange with the wrench and this pipe. That's why I say you could use a 1/2 inch pipe, and then you don't have to cut lines, relief lines, and hammer it in and weld it and do all that shit. You don't need any of that. You can do this without a welder, without any special tools. Literally, just straight up be able to cut a notch into a pipe and you're golden. So then you got it like this, and then you just hammer down at the top and seat that bitch right back in. So I was successful when I went through this. So these are the only tools you need to put the dipstick in. Pipe, cut the notch out, again, 1/2 inch. Doesn't matter if it's threaded or not. I just make sure it's strong. That's the point, because when you beat on this, you don't want it to buckle or do anything like that. So there's other pipes I'm sure you could get that'd be easier to cut, but don't do that. Get this solid threaded pipe. It's in the plumbing aisle at Home Depot. Super cheap, super easy, and finally super fast.